Hi, my name is Robert Spillar. I'm the Director of Transportation for the Austin Transportation Department. Welcome to the presentation on the FY14 financial forecast for the Transportation Department. As hopefully you know, the Transportation Department for the City of Austin is responsible for providing a safe, reliable, and efficient transportation system, and as such, the department primarily focuses on project development and operations. And so operations meaning signal operations, signs markings, the markings on the street, but also that early project development in terms of setting a strategy for improved mobility within the region and within the City of Austin, and improved mobility for our citizens that drive, walk, bicycle, and use transit throughout our community. I'd like to walk you through a number of slides today that talks about our plans for 2014, an expanded program with the Transportation Department as we move forward. First of all, an organizational overview. The Transportation Department actually receives funding from three separate funds. The Transportation Fund, or Transportation User Fee, feeds the Transportation Fund, along with Public Works, Parking Management Fund, and the General Fund. In total, we have about 171 FTEs in FY13, with a total FY13 budget of just over $21 million. Our program is broken down into the following areas, as you can see. We serve through right-of-way management, the one-stop shop with about 24 employees, the parking enterprise, which runs all on-street parking throughout the community, has about 48.5 employees. The traffic management program, which is really where we do our project development, our arterial management, as well as our traffic signs, markings, and transportation engineering, has our largest number of employees at 82. Transportation project development, which is that long-range early forecasting and development of future transportation needs, has a total of 6 employees. Our support services, which really supports the overall program, is 11, and that includes the departmental support or the Office of the Director. There's a number of transportations in and out for a variety of programs, including long-range program support in terms of project development and downtown projects, and we'll be talking about a few of those as I go forward. I'd like to talk about some of our key performance indicators. First of all, the number of signs that are in fair and excellent conditions. One of the important things for both council members and citizens to understand is that the total number of signs within our community goes up on a daily basis or on a weekly and monthly basis. And so as our number of signs increase, we have to continuously maintain a larger and larger quantity of signs. We actually have a very good track record, performing well over 90% in terms of our signs that are in good working conditions. We utilize the 311 system extensively to get feedback from citizens on signs that have been damaged or graffiti that need replacing, and we continue to manage those as we go further into our system. As our system gets bigger, we've reduced our goal for maintenance from 85 to 79%. Or 75%, not as a reduction in our goal, but just a realization that the number of signs within our system are getting larger. And so at any given time, we may struggle to get some of the signs replaced without notification. Our other major goal is the improvement in vehicular travel time when we adjust signals within a corridor. We've been tracking this performance for some time, noting that our ability to make significant differences in corridors has been getting more difficult as the traffic builds and as we start to take on more dynamic arterials or larger arterials. As you can see this past year, the 2011-2012, although our goal was 5%, we fell just short of that in terms of increasing the travel characteristics of the arterials that we interacted with. However, over the last 2 years, we've been busy building a new computer management system for our overall signal system. This has actually been taking quite a bit of our effort to get done. And so that system, as it comes online, will actually allow us to have smarter signal systems and a more dynamic control over the signal system as we go forward. So we're actually looking for improvements. Also this year we implemented Bluetooth technology along the Lamar corridor, and as you'll see in a subsequent slide, Lamar is very important to citizen perception of benefits within our signal timing program. And so we'll actually be able to track real-time speeds along major arterials, which will give us more to-the-minute control over our signal system. So we expect this measure to continue to improve over the next several years. In terms of timing of signals, we continue to get high marks from our citizens in terms of the corridors that we do manage in terms of signal timing systems. Where the national average of satisfaction hovers around 44%, we have consistently been doing better over the last 3 years than the national average. This is really important because I think it shows that citizens believe that when we do make changes to the signal system, that our signal system responds accordingly and provides a higher level of service than most people in the U.S. think. Let's be serious. Nobody likes to be stopped at a stop signal or a red light. But if we can help them progress through signal systems effectively and efficiently, then we tend to get positive remarks back from citizens in terms of the signal management system. Another characteristic that we typically look at is we ask citizens what their satisfaction with travel on large roadways. And as Council will note that this is one area we consistently fall below the national average. And we've suspected for many years that this is really due to the larger freeway system surrounding the City of Austin's arterial system. We followed up this particular survey, this citywide survey, with a more targeted survey, and we asked citizens which roads they considered to be large roads, and specifically when they're concerned about mobility, which roads are they most concerned about. This second graph here shows those roads that they most often think about as major roads, which fits with the notion that our system is very congested in terms of our freeway system. So Lamar Boulevard, of course, is a major arterial, as is Congress, but the three major freeway systems, I-35, MOPAC, and Highway 183, combined, were most often indicated by citizens as roadways of concern. With regards to Lamar Boulevard, which is a City of Austin arterial for much of its length, we are deploying new technologies to better understand the traffic characteristics along that corridor and thereby make better and more precise adjustments to the traffic flow. Likewise, on Congress Avenue, we just completed major improvements this last year in terms of pedestrian crossing improvements, shortening the distance between the sides of the road which pedestrians have to traverse. That improvement in and of itself, although for pedestrians, allowed us to pick up something like 7 to 9 seconds of opportunity within that corridor to better speed traffic through that corridor. I'd like to talk about the funds. The Transportation Fund, as I believe Howard Lazarus in the Public Works video told you, we share in that fund with Public Works. As you can see, we have a gradual increase in funds over the next number of years. Going into 14, we grow somewhat with the addition of some additional employees coming into the Transportation Department. The other major fund that provides the ability for the Transportation Department to do its mission is the Parking Management Fund. You will see that the Parking Management Fund grows in revenues from FY13 to FY14. There is no increase in the parking fee proposed. That is really a geographic increase due to the addition of West Campus near the university in the Rainey Street district. But you'll see that we've held projections for our revenue flat into the future, pending decisions by Council to add additional areas. Our expenditures, however, do increase over time, as one might imagine, due to normal increases in labor costs, but also due to expanding program. And so at some point in the future, we'll have to either continue to expand the parking management area or make adjustments to the fees as necessary, determined by business fluctuations in the future. In terms of our forecast or proposed forecast, the primary drivers are health insurance increases, fuel, fleet, and city administrative support, of course. But we're also proposing to add a number of employees to the Transportation Department this year to handle our expanding mission. We're proposing additional FTE for Transportation Markings Division, really to provide better supervision over an expanded group. Expanded Traffic Engineering Division to allow us to do additional citywide studies in terms of traffic safety, as that being one of our major interests, of course. We need to expand our special events office. We now do well over 150 events each year, with a number of major events now affecting our area, not only F1, but South by Southwest and the marathons. And so we need to expand our capabilities there. Right-of-way management and the Office of the Director, modest increases to reflect the expanding mission as well. And then parking management, we're proposing an increase in the number of officers to better handle the larger geographic area. The last note here is that there is a reduction in our forecast of $1 million transfer to the capital budget for transportation. This comes out of our parking budget, but it really reflects a several-year buildup of revenues that have been left over as we better are able to predict our funding scenarios for parking as we go forward. And so it's really not a reduction, it really reflects a one-time opportunity last year that we had to transfer additional monies to the capital budget. In terms of new investments, we're proposing about $1.2 million for new investments. Continue with $1 million transfer to transportation initiatives and capital to reinvest in our downtown area and citywide. West Campus Parking District improvements. We will start to generate revenues that will allow us to reinvest in the parking management district housed in West Campus. And then we've started a meter repair and replacement fund so that we're ready to deal with the replacement of meters in the future. In terms of revenue forecast, this slide shows the projected increases in revenues as projected through our parking management as well as our vehicles for hire, but also shows that part of our revenue stream is directly from the transportation user fee, and we're expecting just under $500,000, about $0.4 million increase in terms of right-of-way fees that flow through the transportation fund. And in FY14, our capital highlights, just to reiterate some of the major success stories that we've had. Of course, we had the opening of the flyover ramps at Mopac and 71 down south. We continue to work with TxDOT on the Oak Hill Y projects. We've completed a safety summit with our partners at Campo, and we will continue to work with our regional partners on a range of very exciting projects that affect our citizens on a day-to-day basis. In terms of more information, I'm always available to council members and citizens. Business consultant Anthony Segura, who was added this last year and has added some real capability for us to answer financial questions, and then of course media inquiries through Carla Villalon. Again, I want to thank you on behalf of the Transportation Department. We're very excited to work on behalf of the citizens of Austin as well as council and city management to bring new and exciting mobility improvements to the greater Austin region.